Well, hello.
Hey Leo, how's it going?
Very well, thanks. How you doing?
Brilliant. Where are you coming from?
I've just come from starting to teach a new oboe pupil. Very exciting.
Excellent. Tell us about your wheels.
My wheels. This is my Brompton. It is electric, but I don't feel too guilty because I live right at the top of a big hill.
And are you a Brompton mega fan or is it just practical?
Mostly practical, but actually now I've had it for a year and a bit. I'm a bit of a mega fan.
Does he have a name?
He does have a name. He's called Teddy.
What's your first musical memory?
My first musical memory is music happening downstairs at home. My dad's from Colombia and he always had lots of friends and family come over to play music and to sing.
And what was the first piece of music you became obsessed by?
That was The Planets by Holst. It's an incredible piece of music. I was already obsessed by astronomy in general, and then my mum said that there was this record in the cupboard, and we put it on, got a score out of the local library, and saw all these incredible instruments like bass oboes and bass flutes, and just listened to it over and over again. Wicked piece of music.
How many instruments do you have?
Good question. Number's always growing. I think I've probably got 35 in the cupboard at the moment. Haven't done a stock check for a little while though.
What's your favourite one?
My favourite one, don't tell the others. My favourite one is the one that I play Brahms on probably. It's a beautiful original instrument by Bertolt und Sonne from about 1870. It's the first thing I ever bought on eBay. I went all the way to Paris to collect it.
What three things are always in your instrument case?
Hopefully an instrument, reeds, and yeah, there are only two things, an instrument and reeds, that's all I need.
Who's the most important music teacher that you've ever had and what did they teach you?
That's a really good question. Probably not officially a teacher, but a dear friend of mine, Tom Foster, who's a wonderful harpsichord player. We spent a lot of time actually where we are now on Hampstead Heath listening to recordings endlessly and just talking about music and being a musician. That's, yeah, most influential musician.
What's something you always do before going on stage?
Soak the reed.
Do you come from a musical family?
Yes, not really classical music especially. My dad plays Latin American music and sings. My mum loves classical music in general, but not a practicing musician.
What's the most special reaction you've had from an audience or an audience member?
I was once playing the Mozart oboe quartet in a prison for the inmates there, and this piece goes up to a really, really high note, up to a top F, and I thought I'd be really clever and sort of, there's a bit that goes da 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 da, and I thought I'd delay the last note. Before I got to play the last note, the prisoner whistled it perfectly in tune, and then of course I split it.
What's the hardest thing about being a professional musician?
Ooh. Knowing what to do with your time off and not feeling guilty about doing something else when you've got time off.
And what's the best thing about it?
The time on. It's the best job in the world. Yeah, it's a real privilege to make a living doing something you love.
What's a quote you live by?
Consistency is the enemy of the extraordinary.
What does that mean?
That means that if you try and repeat something that was good and just only keep trying to repeat it because it was good, then you'll never find anything extraordinary. You have to really, really push yourself to find that something extra special.
Who's your favourite artist that's not a classical musician or composer?
If I'm allowed an author, then Tolkien. I love his writing style. I've read everything that I can get my hands on. All of his linguistic stuff is fascinating. His world building is incredible. Yeah, fantasy. Tolkien, brilliant.
Inside or outside?
outside, obviously.
And what would be your dream destination to go to be outside?
You know what, I've never been to Wales. Well, no, I've been to Wales, but not spent enough time there. I'd love to spend more time in Wales. Nature in general is my favourite place to be. We've got incredible birds of prey in Wales, mountains and the sea. Perfect. Oh, and great for paragliding.
What's the last TV series you binge watched?
Ooh, is that a bit embarrassing? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love the arcane. Goes with the Tolkien fan in me.
Good choice. What are your hobbies and interests beyond music?
I have recently taken up paragliding, which is just the most incredible sport ever. I took it up because I wanted to be able to fly with birds of prey, and on the second day I was flying on top of a peregrine falcon. It's just incredible.
Awesome. If you could meet anyone from the past, who would it be?
Henry Purcell, I think. I love his music, and I think he'd also be really fun on a night out.
Some would say too much. Yeah. What's an album, piece, or playlist that you've been playing non-stop recently?
I recently discovered the Concerto for Violin, Piano and String Quartet by Ernst Chausson. It's an incredible recording with Isabelle Faust, and the slow movement, the Sicilienne, is just sublime.
As a performer, do you have a fitness or well-being regime you follow?
No, not really. Playing the oboe is sort of energetic enough most of the time, but cycling around also helps. And yeah, it's a nice way to get to work, to actually feel that you've made a bit of effort to get there.
Are you a morning or night person?
I'm probably best in the mornings, but most fun at night.
What do the neighbours think about the noise?
Well, during lockdown, I was practicing with the windows open. It's a boiling hot day, and this voice came out from out the window saying, "Excuse me." I thought, oh no, they're going to tell me to shut up. But instead the voice said, "Do you like ice cream? I've got some homemade ice cream and I've been really enjoying your playing."
Lovely. What's your favourite post-concert drink?
Espresso martini.
What's your top tip for surviving on tour?
Always knowing where you're going to find an espresso martini after a concert.
For breakfast, is it full English, continental or other?
Other. Absolutely nothing, just black coffee.
Baroque or classical?
Oh, tough. Baroque. It's got to be Baroque.
What is your superhero ability?
Flying, obviously.
And can you tell us a joke?
What's brown and sticky?
I don't know what is brown and sticky.
A stick.
Thanks, Leo.
Pleasure.
See you soon.
See you soon.